But if you see what we're doing here, we're taking these dome pieces and we're holding them up against a circling star pattern, and we're looking at Polaris and the northern stars. And if you look and we start to kind of peer through the edge of that dome piece, we see another point of rotation. And guess what? It rotates the other direction. The only weird thing about it is it doesn't have a point that those stars are going around. But do the southern stars have a point that they go around? Nope. The reason why? Because there is no southern celestial pole. What we're looking at is the outer rim of the plane of stars circling above our head, in my opinion. Again, this is fun for everyone to try. You can get one of these, you can play with it, and I'm going to show you some more stuff I did. So the coolest part about this whole thing is that it kind of solves all those little problems in one fatal swoop. Because no matter where you're at on those 3 continents, and you're looking, all of you are looking south, you would all see the same stars. They would just be rendered differently for each person, which would be relative to where you're at in relation to the dome or to the glass piece. So I mean, really cool. And again, they're also rotating the opposite direction, which is required, and they also are rotating around an empty spot, not a star, because there is no southern star. So what we've got is a plane of stars all rotating clockwise, and what we see is the alternate spin due to this atmospheric lensing. Now, first, anyone have anywhere where they've seen things flipped in our reality? Yes, I'm talking about the counter-rotation of the stars, but there is so much more that this could help us uncover. Now, you could simply call it crazy because it goes against your deeply held religious beliefs, and so you may choose the mainstream explanation instead. Then you'll be told that light must be a wave and a particle, because that makes sense. They'll tell you that light is always traveling at the imaginary speed of light, but it slows down? How does it exit at the speed of light if it slowed down? Well, it didn't slow down. See, it became a particle, and then, still tracking at the speed of light, it decided to dance.
This magnifying glass represents our personal atmospheric dome by which we view celestial phenomena in our world. Believe it or not, everything we see is magnified by the water particles in the air. And so we're going to start over the North Pole, which is where Polaris is, the center of the flat Earth. And you can see as we go south, even though these are circles around the North Pole, it actually creates kind of a fictitious southern pole star there as we move out from the north, which would be south. You can also see how if you were in the north, you would see the moon right side up, and if you're in the south, you would see it upside down. And as these stars do circles around us from east to west, you can see how in the south they would appear to be rotating in a counterclockwise direction as opposed to north.
We all know that the stars rotate counterclockwise when looking at the north, and so you get the confusion of people saying, well, what about the south? They rotate the other ways. Well, let's watch. You can see that they lift to the upper right, going up that wall, counterclockwise. So let's keep following that. Remember that, up this wall, up the wall, keep rotating to the right, up the wall, keep going a little bit more, up the wall, we're getting towards the south, they go up the wall, look at that, now they go clockwise. That's all it is. There is no southern pole star. They're all rotating the same direction. It's like a big tunnel rotating above us.
I did one of these where I just took a compass and drew a bunch of circles. And I drew dots on it. I was messing around. The neatest one I did was this single dot right here. When you have a single dot, well, let me cap this marker real quick and set it down. Now when you have a single dot Watch what I can get this single dot to do. You can get it. Look at that. And it even curls around both edges, kinda. And then it just disappears. Boop. Boop. Now, if it were a hemispherical lens, it would even do this. Look at, see, even when we're at Polaris here in the center, whichever way is south is where that is going to happen. It's not really, whichever way is to the outer edge from the center. Do you notice that? Wherever Polaris I put it, it's always on the opposite side. It's so just like you would be looking south or towards the outer edge is where you would see that circular rotation. But we don't see this at 40 degrees north, where I'm from, 41 degrees north. It's more of a, I can't even get it to do it. You don't see the stars curl in like that ever. They just are flat. So what I'm trying to say is the lens created by our eye, or perspective, just the distance that you can see in every direction, does not create this type of lens. This has to be created somewhere else, which is pointing me towards a solid structure on the outer edge. Or even if it isn't solid, it's got to be shaped this way, I believe. And there's your